this one today. You know how long I've been trying to get you on this an episode here, man?
I know.
Of some kind. I mean, whether it be, I can't really see you. Well, we could get you on a Velo Cards one.
I mean, I could.
We've hosted some ACMTs there before.
Yeah, see.
Yeah, so we
I just posted. Actually, I just posted the video of the first year I think we did it.
Really? Oh,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna have to check that out. It's like that.
Well, yeah, it's part of the year in review, and I saw the part where somebody won the chair and they were going to hit him over the head or something with it.
That sounds like the group of people I would bring there.
Yeah, that's all right. They were fun. I missed them.
That sounds like your customers, actually.
Yeah, pretty much. Matt, every freaking Saturday.
So you are David Gomez.
Yes.
You are the owner of the Wrestling Guy store. Where are you located, sir?
I am in Huntington Park, California.
Oh, well, I'm in Arizona. How do we know each other then?
I don't know.
I used to live there. That's right.
I think you catfished me once.
I catfished you, yeah. And here we are, still chatting.
Here we are.
Romance has bloomed.
Yeah, the best way.
I actually am kind of excited about talking to you specifically about this as the first guest, because I plan on making maybe a 4 or 5 part series, and I want to talk about 4 or 5 different people about this particular topic, which is wrestling collectors. Because you collect besides just selling, correct?
Well, I collect a lot of the Daniel Bryan stuff. So anything that Daniel Bryan has out, I try to get.
So I really want to talk to people who collect wrestling stuff, memorabilia, whatever it is, but don't collect trading cards. Why? Well, before we even go to why it's like that, I want to know, what do you collect? It's just this Daniel Bryan stuff, correct? Like everything across the board, Daniel Bryan?
Well, I try to get as much of Daniel Bryan as I can. But before that, I mean, I used to, as a kid, I had the LJNs, and then I got into the Jack Specifics for a little while. So I kept a couple of those, the action figures, because they would tell me, oh, this action figure is worth, $50 because it has like a different championship. I think because he used to work with Hugo.
Hugo, yep.
Yeah, and so he would buy some cases off of me, and he would look for the 1 of 1,000 or whatever it was. And so when selling those, I would be like, oh, that's where the money's at. It's the action figures. So I started on action figures. I had a John Cena one. I think it was the last Ruthless Aggression John Cena that they made before they switched to Mattel. And it had the leather championship belt.
Oh, nice.
So I held on to that for years, only to find out it was worth like $60. So
16?
60.
Oh, 16 of your worth.
Yeah.
So then that brings my question. It's like that. When did you start collecting wrestling stuff?
Probably like when I started the store. So probably around, well, not the store, but selling WWE. So that was probably around 2005, 2006.
So you didn't collect wrestling stuff as a kid?
I collected baseball cards as a kid, and then
so we do have some card connection here.
Yeah. I collected baseball cards, but then like a typical 11, 12-year-old, I didn't know that they were going to be worth money. So I would just keep them in my folder. Huh?
Go put them in your bike spokes and
make the little click. Yep. But no, and then I would keep them in my folder, and I would put all the players from the teams I didn't like in the back of the folder.
Wow.
So my mom actually kept my folder, and I know there's like a Ken Griffey Jr. card in there or whatever, and a rookie card or something.
That'd be 1989.
Yeah. And then after that, I got into so after that, I just stopped collecting stuff until I got older, and then I just said, oh, I have, the wrestling figures are going to be worth money, so I'll collect wrestling figures. But once that John Cena was only worth $50, $60, I was so disappointed. I said, forget it.
Well, what'd you expect? You're going to retire on it?
No, but I was like, oh, it's got to be in the hundreds.
It's John Cena. What do you expect?
Yeah. But yeah, that's why. But I never collected. I didn't even know they had wrestling trading cards. I would hear of like Raw Deal, I think it was called, and I would hear about the trading, like the games.
It's so funny. You would hear about Raw Deal, which is even a smaller market than actual trading cards. That you would hear about Raw Deal, which is a card game and not a trading card.
Yeah, I would hear about that, and then I knew there was some trading card. I only remember the trading cards that came in the ice cream.
Oh yeah, the old Good Humor ice cream.
Yeah, and then I never thought anything of it. I was like, ah, whatever. And then now that into the store, I think you brought in a blue folder with Topps cards.
I brought in a blue. It was a 1990 classic set in a blue binder, and I
Yeah,
think I even brought a big blue binder that had many different card sets in it too, like some tops, like chrome and things like that. I knew Butcher was very excited about that blue binder that had the 90s, 'cause it had Ultimate Warrior and Hulk Hogan and Big Boss Man, things like that.
yeah. See, I didn't even know those existed.
Really?
Yeah, I honestly had no idea. For me, Topps was always baseball. And I think Upper Deck, or there was another company, Fleer. I think Fleer did basketball, I think,
Yeah.
too, and football. And so wrestling, I never thought, the only trading cards I honestly thought existed were the ones in the ice cream bar. And then I think there came some later, and maybe during the Attitude Era.
Yep.
But I don't even know who made those cards.
Well, those the ice cream bar cards were done by Good Humor, and then
Okay.
and then I think it became Gold Bond after that, I think, or something like that. I have to go check the website, but I ran for 20 years.
See, I had no
It
idea.
ran from 1988 through 2000. Yeah, I would have to check my years, but I'm pretty sure it ran 20 years.
Wow. See, I honestly had no idea. So I didn't know about trading cards more realistically until I think till we actually opened the storefront, and that was what 2013. I think is when I got a better idea that trading WWE trading cards existed.
But you didn't even carry them.
No, I don't know why. I saw something. I think a customer came in with some cards, and I said, "Oh, this is." Oh, you know what happened? I went to Target, and I was going down the aisle because I had the Justice and Jericho, and I think Jericho was into Super Mario Brothers. And I don't know if you know at Target where the trading cards are,
Hmm.
they have like little toys. There's little
Sure.
thing, collectible toys or something. And so that's where the Mario Brothers stuff was. And I looked down and I saw the box of WWE trading cards, and I was like, what? When the hell did this come into existence?
Wow.
So I think I bought a box there and I took it to the store to try it out, and I kept trying to find out through Tops if I could carry it, and then they kept sending me to like a third
Just
party.
a distributor, probably.
Yeah, and then finally I was able to get them. But the funny part is that when we would sell them, people would buy. Maybe a kid would come in and buy like one pack every. We would sell like a pack or two, maybe a week, and that's it.
Okay. So
And I think,
it's a long-term sale then.
yeah, and I think it's the same thing. People just don't know that there's money in it.
Well, it's not necessarily money, but people collect. So
Yeah.
I mean, we had an episode one time where we talked about investing versus collecting, and
Mhm.
so there's a gray area between there. I'm kind of in that gray area myself. I kind of want to get back into collecting again, but I'm also more into wanting to invest now and kind of see if I can get cards graded and then make some money that way possibly. But you would think that people who collect would just know about it and go like, oh, well, I want to collect. It's the fun of collecting. Like I
Yeah.
can open up a pack. It's a mystery what I'm going to get. I could get a Daniel Bryan card. I could maybe just get a, Alexa Bliss. Who knows?
Yeah. Yeah. I get excited when I open the Topps card and Daniel Bryan's in there. I mean, I'll get bored inside and inside the store, and if I have a pack of cards, I'm like, let me open it. But when I really start opening it is like when somebody comes in, a customer, like Butcher, he'll
Yeah.
come in, he'll buy a pack of cards, and he'll open it, and I see like he got Hulk Hogan or somebody, and I'm
They'll
like,
always
oh,
have like a legend section now in there.
yeah,
Cards now. Yeah.
yeah, and then I'll be like, you know what, let me open one, and then we'll start trading between each other.
Which is
So,
great.
yeah, but then I feel like a kid, so then it's pretty fun. But I just don't. I don't know. Any Daniel Bryan card I probably would collect, but I don't know. I don't. It just was never a big thing for me to collect. I
So
guess after
do
baseball,
do customers ever come in and ask you for cards ever?
we've had a few people actually that come in and ask for them now. They'll ask on specific wrestlers, um, or if we just have they might call and say, "Hey, do you have the 2018 NXT trading cards?"
Sure.
And I'll be like, "Oh, okay." And I'll be like, "No, we had them, but we sold out." Like, I kid you not, I think I ordered a box of NXT trading cards, and they were, for some reason, for one box, I paid like $100 and something, and I'm like,
Oh
"Why
yeah,
is it back so
the two
expensive?"
newest releases that came out from Topps, well, the last three releases now that have come out
Hmm.
from Topps, because everything got pushed back because of COVID.
Right.
They haven't had anything since I think January, February when the last release came out. So then in October or November, I think November, they came out with WWE's 2020 Undisputed.
Oh, okay.
That box came out the gate, average price between $200 and $250.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
That was typically that's their high end. Outside
Yeah.
of what's called, they have one called Transcendent, I think it's called. That's
Okay.
15 grand for that box. And those sold out.
Yeah.
And then they came out with Topps Chrome, and that
Mhm.
has an average box price out the gate was around $125 a box. And now
Yeah.
Topps Finest just came out on the 9th, and that also is about $120 a box right now.
Yeah. See,
So it's expensive,
it's,
and that's to me as a consumer. That's what I have to pay for as a box. But you as a retailer probably get a little bit better break,
yeah.
tiny bit.
Yeah. A little bit, but then you have customers. I guess the other thing that kind of makes me different, and I think why we don't get a lot of customers coming in from, because we're not. I don't consider ourselves like a collectible store, so we don't get a lot of collectors, I guess, coming in. So that kind of.
But everything you sell there is, I mean, action figures are collectibles. People collect T-shirts. People, I mean, you sell a
Yeah.
lot of other, I wouldn't call them novelty type items, but you sell a lot of the other brands of stuff that WWE carries. You know, we were
Yeah.
just talking off air too. You have like the mugs.
Hmm.
You've had socks. You've had there's all kinds of weird things that WWE puts out.
Yeah. I should have ordered some of the weirdest ones, and then maybe they'd be worth some money right now,
Now
like
you're
the
thinking,
gnomes.
now you're thinking like an investor. The gnomes.
They had WWE gnomes. I'm like, why did you even come up with this?
Would you, as a store, ever consider carrying just a one box every release that comes out going forward?
Oh yeah, I would love to get more into the trading cards and find out more. And I think the other thing that hurts me at least is that I don't know a lot about it. So when people come in, I don't know how to sell trading cards to them as far as like
But you don't have
action.
to sell them. You don't have to sell them individually. You wouldn't get in the business, I think, your store unless you expand it. Because we were just
Hmm.
talking also off air that you need to expand your store. You're getting so much merchandise. You need display cases to put trading cards in, stuff like that. I don't know if you'd ever get into like selling individual cards. Like, oh, here's a stack of Daniel Bryan stuff, or here's a
Yeah,
box of 5,000 count box of all that stuff. Go through it, and they're $1 each or something like that, or 50 cents,
yeah,
whatever. I mean, it'd be good money for you because you could make good money that way. But I think you'd be more just like selling packs and be done with it.
yeah.
And
I mean,
maybe occasionally, like someone was like, "Hey, I just pulled a Charlotte Flair autograph card. Would you be interested in buying it back for me? Yeah, I'll give you, $15 for it, whatever it's like that, and put it in your display case to sell later to somebody else."
yeah. I mean, we did that a couple times because when Butcher would get like the same card twice, he would be like, "Hey, try to sell it." And there were people that would give me like $1, $2 just for
Sure,
that card, which was pretty cool. I don't think he ever gave me any of the autographs or kiss cards, but
sure. Well, they have autographs and kiss cards and memorabilia cards, like piece of their T-shirt or
yeah.
piece of the ring mat, which don't sell very well. But I know guys
See,
who in their collection have so many ring mat cards they can make their own ring.
see, see, I thought the ring mat cards would do really well. I thought they would make money.
What ends up happening is that Topps, who's had the license, would get like this giant sheet, this giant piece of the ring, and they would
Yeah.
take that and cut it up. There's so much of it, it's like you can make your own ring after the end of it. I mean, there's just so many of it.
So which ones are the price like? So as a collector or an investor, let's just say, what cards are the ones worth the most?
Well, that's something I think you should go, and anybody viewing this should go and check out one of our previous episodes that we talked about that.
But I'm saying like kiss cards, are they worth? Because I know we've seen the kiss
But are you
cards.
talking modern stuff that's coming out now, or
Yeah.
classic stuff? Modern stuff right now, the women seems to be selling the most always. So
Oh,
Alexa
okay.
Bliss and Sasha Banks and Charlotte Flair, Becky Lynch, all that stuff, they sell pretty well. I can't remember some of these characters' names that are out now, so like that. But some of the newer
Yeah.
girls are doing pretty well as well. But Alexa Bliss seems to be number one, number two, somewhere in that range. But the Kiss cards always sell well. And then what happens is not only you have an autograph card,
Hmm.
then you have what's called parallel versions of those cards. So you have a regular card,
Right.
then you have a card, so parallel, like the first level parallel is numbered to 199.
Oh shit.
Then you have another parallel, like the blue parallel is numbered to 99.
Yeah.
Then you have a green parallel is numbered to 50. Then you have a silver parallel, gold parallel is numbered to 10.
Yeah.
Then you have a one of one, it's a one of one parallel, it's red or something like that.
Yeah.
So obviously the lower the number, the higher the price will go.
Yeah.
Um, It's tough. It's a tough market. You can easily go on eBay and find that kind of what's selling and what they're selling for. But to invest wise right now, we had a conversation about like what's worth investing right now for modern era stuff. And modern era would have to be anything from like the Attitude Era, like the late 90s, maybe early 2000s forward, kind of, I guess. So people are looking for some of the earlier 2000 stuff because you have like John Cena's first cards and Batista's first cards and Brock Lesnar's first cards, Randy Orton's first cards. That's kind of like, that was a good year. 2002 was a good like rookie class year for those guys.
Yeah.
Now it's always women, in their early 2000s, you had like, Trish Stratus and Lita. And I think Stephanie McMahon had her first autograph card in Fleer. Those go for big money. They go for good money.
I didn't even know Flair made the cards back then for WWE.
They did. In '98, it was Comic Images.
Okay, is that the shiny ones?
Well, they had all kinds of different. They did different stuff. So Comic Images did Superstars with a Z. Then they did SmackDown Chrome.
Okay.
They did a No Mercy set, and that was all like foil, hollow foil.
Okay.
And then they made a photo card size where it called WrestleMania photo cards.
Oh wow.
Then they lost a license. And then it went to Fleer.
Okay.
Fleer did one or two a year. They did like WrestleMania and Raw's War, and then Ultimate Diva Collection, Absolute Divas, Championship Clash. They did all these different sets. Then they lost a license in early '05. Well, then Fleer went out of business.
Oh, okay.
And then Topps picked it up and then put out, and it had it ever since 2005. And they just recently did a new contract for another multi-year contract. So I actually had someone ask me yesterday, hey, do you ever think that maybe, Topps might be, get rid of that license? Somebody else might get that license soon. No, they just signed another multi-year deal. It's a moneymaker for them because from a manufacturer standpoint, as long as they print stuff and it leaves their warehouse, they have no more in their warehouse, it's a sellout to them.
Yeah.
So now it's a distributor problem, and distributors are able to get it all into retailers. Now it's a sellout for them, and it becomes your problem.
Yeah. I've had some packs like the ones that do good for me are like any WrestleMania packs. They sell. I made the mistake of, I think you're the one that actually told me not to do that because I had no idea. Was when what are they called when they come with a little special card? I know it says like 2 hits per box.
Yeah, 2 hits per box or 4 hits per box, whatever like that.
Yeah, and I would make the mistake of saying like, oh, because they would say like, oh, do you know if the hits are already out? And I would say yes. And I think you were there one day and you told me like, don't say that.
Yeah, well, as a retailer, you shouldn't really. I mean, obviously you want some transparency and be honest. You don't want to lie to your customers like that, but you also don't want to be in the position where like, oh, hey, the 2 autographs were already pulled from that pack, from that box already. So that stuff just sits there. No one has a shot at getting anything.
Yeah.
It's like, you know what? It is. I mean, I don't know. Because you're not opening it yourself.
Yeah.
If you had like cards in your display case next to the box that match that box, go like, there's 2 cards, 2 hits per box. You don't want to do that really.
Yeah.
So you just kind of go like, hey, but then you can price accordingly, however you want. I mean, your box prices are one thing, and you're going to obviously make your pack price to be something that, you make money off of it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think as a WWE store, because you're kind of exclusively WWE.
Mm-hmm.
I think, I don't know, a box every release is not something that's bad.
I think COVID hurt us this year because we were getting quite a few. I know we would get like, they had I think they had like a regular pack, which I think was called Raw or SmackDown or something.
They have their flagship releases every year. And I think it's when they have an NXT release every year.
Mm-hmm.
They have a Road to WrestleMania release every year.
Yeah.
Or WrestleMania release. They have an Undisputed release every year.
Yeah.
Now they're doing, I guess they're going to be doing a Chrome one now every year. And now they just had their very first ever Topps Finest, which was last time I saw something finest for me was when I used to do Star Wars.
Okay.
And then they have something else. Other guys that are, on my Twitter page like that definitely know all this stuff. They release it.
Yeah.
Oh, they have Women of Wrestling. They have every year.
Yeah. We see the women's cards when we had those last year did really well. I think this year, the reason we haven't had any cards in a while, well, even last year, this year, I think it's COVID because we always go to the website, the distributor, and they never have any in stock.
Everything this year got pushed, as we were talking earlier. January, February was the last time they had a release.
Yeah.
Everything got pushed off the entire year until November. So
And then
they haven't even released 2020 women's yet.
oh, see, and then that one did really well for us. The women did really well. The one that kind of lagged was the NXT, because they're like the kids don't know who anybody is on there.
Sure.
I mean, they're starting to now, but again, kids, kids come in and they got $5. They might say, "Yeah, I'll buy a pack of cards."
Sure.
But then the dad's like, "Nah."
Yeah, but that same kid is also used to spending that kind of money on Magic or Yu-Gi-Oh or a Pokemon.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's not unheard of.
Yeah, and then the parent will be like, "No, I'll give you another $6. You can buy a figure." And then that's why we're like, "Well, maybe the cards isn't the best thing to do, but I know we should carry more. We should get them in."
So you never carried cards when you first opened?
No, didn't open.
Not even a thought.
Not even a thought. I didn't know they existed.
So so it wasn't a price issue for you. It was more because you didn't know they existed.
Yeah, I didn't know they existed. I didn't know how to go about it. When we reached out to Topps, honestly, they had said we needed to order a crate.
A crate or a case?
No, a crate in order for Topps to deal with us. And then when I said, well, I have no room, I'm guessing the box is what, like a little square, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, the box breakdowns are different depending on the release. Like,
yeah.
One case alone would be probably like this. I mean, a crate of that. I mean, I'm not sure what a pallet, a crate.
A pallet. I'm sorry, a pallet. I'm sorry. Oh, yeah, they wanted me to order one pallet of it, and I was like, yeah. I can't afford to spend that much on just one set of cards.
Well, if you could actually become like in your local area, if you have people who are interested in buying boxes and then not cases, you can give them a good price. It's a little bit above your buy price like that. So you make a little bit of money on it. And then you could order a lot of cases like that if you needed to.
Yeah.
And have all those cases already pre-sold before they even hit your store.
Yeah. But see, I thought, who wants them?
What is the number one selling thing in your store?
Action figures.
Action figures.
The elite action figures are the number one seller. And then I say probably after that would be like the ultimate elite and then the basics. But it's the same thing. I hear customers come in and they always talk about, this Ultimate Warrior goes for like, okay, I had a John Cena Ultimate Elite, and I guess I was one of the few that got it before it hit retail. And we were selling it for $29.99, which is my retail price. And I think somebody came in and said, this John Cena online is going for like $200.
Wow.
So I think that's the problem. But then when I'm talking to you about cards and you tell me a Hulk Hogan card went for like $500.
Oh no. Well, you're talking vintage stuff. So you're talking about the 82 Wrestling All-Stars, graded, by the way. These are graded cards, not just what they call raw ungraded cards. It went, a couple of them went for over 20 grand.
Yeah, see? So I'm like, damn, the real money is in the cards, not in the action figures. Because I've never heard of an action figure, WWE action figure getting.
Well, classic stuff. I mean, there's that old old LJN or Hasbro Kamala one, whatever it is like that. It sells for big money. It sells for like $5,000 or something like that. Or $10,000 or I don't know what it is. My understanding is the market for action figures doesn't hold a whole lot of value.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you may have bought a figure for $9, $10, $20 at one time, and now it's maybe $100 or $200. But it's a good return, I guess. But how long have you had it? And you're not going to get something like, I just pulled something out of a pack now. Like I opened the new Chrome. Mm-hmm. I got a Charlotte Flair autograph out of it.
Wow.
Numbered to, I don't know, 99 or something like that, whatever it is. I'm going to get graded. If I get a 9 or 10 out of it, it's like that, I might be able to get $100 for it now. I don't know.
Already?
Yeah, already.
See, don't make me go buy a pack of cards.
Not a pack. You got to start buying boxes. A case.
Yeah.
Hey, if you want to go cases, I'd invest with you.
We might have to because, I didn't know. See, I don't know that stuff. Honestly, I just sell to kids, and I know there's some collectors that come in, but I think mostly I just sell to the kids and to fans that just buy them just to play with them.
Do you think that most people are like you and that don't know that there's wrestling cards?
I think so. I get a lot when we've had them. We've had a lot of people come in and they're like, "Oh wow, I didn't even know these existed." And they'll come in and they'll buy a pack, and I would hope that they would buy more. But some customers just come in, they buy that one pack, and then they're like, "That's it." right now we would probably. I don't think any of the local distributors have any in stock, but I think during Christmas time they come in handy because parents buy them as stuffing,
stocking stuffers. Yeah.
stocking stuffers, and
like you could create your own little gift baskets like that. Like make your own little take some of those WWE socks.
Yeah.
Make them like stockings and start stuffing with stuff like that and put them on. We'll sell you a pre-stocked thing for $49.99, something like that.
Yeah. See, but I would think that they would turn around and say like, oh, I have a pack of trading cards. Let me go get some more. But most of the time, no, we don't see them anymore. So I don't know if it's just because they don't know, parents don't tell them where they got it from, but that's the problem. Period with collectors. There's a lot of collectors that are greedy, and they don't tell people where they get stuff from.
Oh no, they don't. They sure don't.
Mm-mm. I know there's there's a YouTuber that has I guess like a toy collecting or toy hunting show or whatever. And I remember he came into our store, he bought 5 or 6 figures, and instead of giving us credit for it, he gave Ringside credit for it. Oh. So I was like,
he didn't want to reveal where he got it from. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and even Matt, who's a friend of ours at the store, he at first wouldn't even put where he was getting the figures from. He would just put like, a store in the LA, but which store?
Yeah. So like, come on, man, give us some promotion here,
Yeah, and I think that's what happens with the cards too. When we would get trading cards, that people don't know where to go for them. If you don't, because most people, I think they say, oh, if I don't find them at Target or Walmart, they don't exist.
Yeah, but you can do it yourself. Your favorite. I mean, have a strong presence on social media, man. You can be promoting that stuff too.
Yeah, I mean, I could and I should, but in my head, it's always the figures, sure. And
well, you seem to do a pretty good job with advertising daily. What's coming today? We're open from 10 to 5, and you have some kind of featured item for that day.
Yeah, but I wish we did have trading cards because I honestly feel like Christmas time is always the best, and WrestleMania time is always the best for trading cards.
It's a really funky year, so I mean, maybe 2021.
Yeah, maybe, but I have to see how we get people in there to buy them.
Well, the whole point for me, even doing this whole whatever you want to call it, these YouTube shows like that, is is to put more eyes on the hobby.
Yeah.
So because first off, the trading card, not just wrestling, but trading card market as a whole is on fire. I mean, we had a couple of Wayne Gretzky cards just sold the other day for $1 million a piece.
What?
Yeah. The highest, the most expensive trading card on the planet right now has been I think it's a 2011 Mike Trout card, something like that, or a Mike Trout sold for $4 million.
No way.
Yeah, it surpassed the old 1909 Honus Wagner card. It used to be, be the most expensive card for a long time.
What's so special about that card that people?
It was a 1-of-1 autographed, I think, rookie card or something like that. I think. Wow. I'm not sure. Sports is not my thing. I do follow, but I'm not, I just kind of see what goes on Twitter and stuff like that. But, the wrestling trading card market, it's so funny. One of our followers sent me a message today saying, hey, look what I found. I printed out your old website called ComCollect.
Oh, okay.
And I used to own, before I did WrestlingTradingCards.com, I had a site called ComCollect.com.
Okay.
It was just a name. I thought it was funny. That was cool. It was kind of just, it's just flow, comcollect.com. And it was based, as WTC was, it was based on my personal collection. I collected wrestling cards, Playboy cards.
Okay.
Buffy the
Playboy cards.
Yep. Buffy the Vampire Slayer and Star Wars.
Okay.
So the original ComCollect would have like a 4-card spread of all those. It was my early days of learning how to code and write code for HTML.
Yeah.
So I had this program called Firecracker.
Okay.
And it was, I took the 4-card spread and I was able to make just the cards, each card itself in the area became a clickable thing. You click on Buffy, it goes right to the Buffy section.
Oh, wow.
So it was kind of cool. And I was going to be the first online price guide for non-sport cards.
Wow.
Nobody had one. Nobody had one.
Yeah.
Late 90s, early 2000s. And so nobody had one. So he sent me a picture today of all these. He's like, oh, look what I printed out before you. I printed out all of your wrestling section on ComCollect. When you had prices. And we're looking at stuff going, wow, man, look at the prices for those cards back then. Like, a set of like the 82 All-Stars at that time.
Right.
In 2006, I think he printed it up. 2006, he printed it. At the time, you could find a set for $30, $40.
Wow.
You can't even find that for a card in that set.
Yeah, yeah. Now I was gonna say that whole set must be in the thousands.
Oh, thousands of
Yeah.
dollars, yeah, to buy it. You know,
Wow.
and it's like, wow, it's crazy. So I'm thinking about doing an episode to talk about the early days of Com Collect and how it became. I dropped it and it became WTC.
Yeah. I want to know about the Playboy cards. Were they like covered up or
Oh
it
no,
was just
they're nude.
wow.
Oh
I
yeah,
never knew they came up
they
with these.
they originally did stuff. I think there's a company called Paradigm. It
Okay.
became, and then was can't remember who. I think Playboy itself did it. Paradigm originally did them, I believe. And there was a thing called Stellar Collectibles got the license, and then they picked the license with Playboy and Sports Illustrated swimsuit, and I want to think something else too, but I can't remember. But they used to do the original sets were the monthlies. So then they had
Okay.
like the January edition.
No
So
way.
they would have every January cover from the
Uh-huh.
from the very beginning to that year, which was like 1990 something. So when they
Wow.
came out, so you can get all the covers. So it'd have the cover and then the featured playmate from that month in there, and then they would have random autograph cards from playmates. Um,
What?
and then they would come out then with February. They would come out. Then and it took years for them to have
Yeah.
all the releases come out. And then they would do then when a different company got a hold of the license, they would do like the update edition. They would give all the different months. Then they had the Wet and Wild, and then they had the
Yeah.
lingerie edition. Then they had all the different editions. But they were nude. Oh yeah, they
Where
were
would
nude.
you find them at? Like where would you
You would have to go like certain card shops would carry them, or you can order them
Okay.
online.
I was gonna say because I know you couldn't find them like at a regular store. I mean, like a Best Buy or
No, no, no,
Target.
no, 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 no. You'd find them at a card shop. You know, either whether it be a
Wow.
sports card shop or a place like a comic book shop. Sometimes might have
Yeah.
them.
Wow. I
Um,
had no idea these. I'm telling. It's like I just found out a couple weeks ago they had like musicians had
oh
trading
yeah,
cards.
yeah, they sure
I
did.
didn't know
Yeah.
that.
And that was always a like a fantasy of mine. Like if I was going to develop my own trading cards, I was going to do a music card set the right way. Because they had
Yeah.
like one called rock and roll something card set. Then they had one called heavy metal cards. So they had like Skid Row and Iron Maiden there and Bon Jovi and stuff like that. But what they had was like their bonus cards or chase cards were like hologram cards or stickers
Okay.
like that, right? I thought, God, why in today's age, why can you not have like a heavy metal collection, have like Sebastian Bach's autograph card in there, or like
Yeah.
Rob Halford's autograph card or something, or that would be cool.
Yeah. Yeah. I never see. I never knew, and that's where I go back to the rest. See, I didn't know they made all these things. I just thought, as a kid, I thought baseball. And then that's all I knew baseball because I was I'm a big baseball guy. But then I was shocked when I found out they had basketball and then football and then soccer and hockey. And I'm like,
That's
oh,
right.
okay.
That's right. You're the baseball guy. Now you're just a big Cleveland fan now. There's no
Yeah.
Indians anymore. It's just Cleveland.
Well, we're still Indians, at least for a year, I heard. So,
um,
but yeah, I didn't know all this stuff existed. And wrestling to me, you know what it is too, is that when I was a kid, not to, wrestling was a nerd thing.
yeah,
No offense to anybody, but
sure.
wrestling was what back then. What if you were a Star Wars fan? If you were what else? Star Trek.
Anything pop culture like that.
Yeah, was considered you were a nerd. Not like now where it's like the big deal.
Of
So
course.
so I think that's another reason why I just had no idea that wrestling had cards because I thought, oh, it's a nerd thing, so there's
The
no
very
way.
first guest I had on this channel was a gentleman named David Peck, who is highly regarded in this industry. He is the master of the 82, 83 Wrestling All Stars. He took so much shit for so many years on a particular place called Cardboard. I think Cardboard Connection is
Okay.
it's a big message board where everything goes on about trading cards on there kind of thing. It's like everything,
Yeah.
WTC has its own boards, but it's all of course just about wrestling cards.
Hmm.
And it's kind of dead now, but Cardboard Connection is like the place, and he would go on there and really would take so much shit for so long about like, dude, there's value here in these wrestling cards. And people
Yeah.
would just hound on like you said, oh, it's a nerd thing, it's a geek, da da da. What a loser. This thing will never have any value. Now here he is, so many years later. It wasn't that very long ago. I think he said 2010 when he got into it.
All right.
So now here he is, 10 years later, and it's like, holy shit, this guy David knows what he's talking about. And there's cards. I mean, he has an impressive collection of these cards.
Yeah.
I think this guy could buy himself a good home with the cards he has, if he really wanted to. And I mean, he's treated trading cards
Hmm.
like stock. You have to know what to buy, when to sell, what to hold. It's really the same thing. It really is. And I've been saying that for a long time.
Yeah.
Back even before I even had my own booth at Frankenstein Collectibles. I was working for a guy named Julio's from Julio's Collectibles there. It was all non-sports. And guys would come in and they would call me their card broker. Hey, T, what's going on? It's like, should I buy the new Xena Beauty and Bronze? Should I buy the new Angel set? Should I buy, when Spider-Man became a big thing in the movies, like they were buying up all kinds of Spider-Man cards like that from the Marvel stuff because nobody cared about that stuff. It was like, $15-20 for a box. Now it's going for $150 a box.
Yeah, see, I think that was my turnoff too, was that I would get all this stuff and then people would look at my baseball cards and they would be like, oh, there's no money in it. There's nothing there. So then you kind of get turned off. And I think that's what happens too with kids, I think in general, when we don't know, now.
But why are you collecting? So you're telling me you collected because you were hoping that they had value, or just collecting because you enjoyed collecting?
I started collecting because I just like collecting because I was a baseball guy. So I was like, I have to have baseball cards. But I think people tell you enough that they start convincing you that it's a waste of time, I guess. That's kind of turns you off from collect. You know what I mean? Like,
but you gotta go with what you love, man. If you love doing it, who gives a shit what they say?
Yeah, well, it's like the store now. That's, I think, a little old. Being older, and people even, will tell me like, oh my God, out of everything you decided to open a wrestling store. But I tell you, but I love it. This is.
Yeah, but you love it's a passion thing for you. You love doing it. You're knowledgeable in it. You're succeeding at it. So basically, F all them.
Yeah, and that's how I wish I was as a kid and as a teenager. I wish I would have had the same mentality that I have now. Because even my magazines, I would hide them. I would get my WWF magazine, and I would read them at school, but I would keep them behind like my folder, and then I would hide them like kind of like a Playboy underneath my bed for when friends would come over.
Like, I'd rather be caught looking at the centerfold than looking at
Yeah, exactly. Then
check out Dude Love.
Yeah, I'm not looking at the Undertaker. No.
I'm totally Dude Love.
So I think that's what happens to a lot of kids too. They just, I honestly think a lot of them don't know it exists. Wrestling cards, at least.
I think it's your job as a wrestling guy to educate them.
Yeah, no, I agree. I honestly, I'm gonna look into carrying more.
Because next year 2021 is going to be a very exciting year when it comes to trading cards. Not only because we're going to have a plethora of more tops releases, which is the debate. There could be it's not even a debate in my eye. I think they overproduce stuff, so that's why he values things, because it's just over to produce. I mean, how many AJ Styles autograph cards could I possibly have?
Yeah.
But AEW is getting the business now. It's kind of been it hasn't been officially announced yet that I'm aware of officially, but somebody posted a screenshot of the Young Bucks signing these stickers.
Oh, okay.
Someone zoomed in on the stickers to see who's is for. Turns out it's Upper Deck. Upper Deck has been licensed to do AEW in 2021.
I didn't know Upper Deck was still around.
Tony Khan announced that they are doing trading cards.
Wow.
Now people doing homework found out it's Upper Deck.
I didn't even know Upper Deck was still around.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So it's Upper Deck and Topps, the two main companies now?
There's Upper Deck, Topps, Panini, which is out of Europe, but does a lot. They have almost all the licenses for all the sports, basically.
Okay.
And so all the values really in them. They have all the big names like that. But there's, as far as sports go, there's a lot of different card companies out there. I mean, Rittenhouse is still around. They have the Star Trek and Twilight Zone and licenses like that. They have a lot of cool stuff. There's other ones that are out there. Leaf is another big company. They do
Leaf. Yeah, I remember Leaf. They did baseball cards too.
They do. They make incredibly looking, really cool product. I mean, I like it. From what I've seen, I've been following them. I see them do some cool stuff with their hockey, and they made a lot of cool wrestling card sets too.
I'm wondering if they're the ones that made, because somebody brought in some cards, and I don't know what I did with the case. I got to go look for them, but they were from the Attitude Era, I think Attitude Era, but they were like really shiny, bright cards, and kind of some of them had like a little hologram to it.
Sure.
But they didn't look like the regular trading cards. They looked like little. They were trading card size, but they looked like little photos.
If you have any trading cards, sir, you and I need to talk.
Yeah, I gotta go find out because somebody gave them to me.
I'll buy them from you.
Okay, I'll see if I can find them. They might be somewhere in the store because, like, I kid you not, they were really nice. I had never seen these cards before, and it was when Big Show had the long hair.
Sure, sure.
Undertaker was still the he had the little goatee.
Sure.
And yeah, they were really shiny. Really
it sounds like WWF's No Mercy set.
Okay.
But you've
it was a stack like this. I kid you not, like this thick they gave me.
Well, that's not a whole lot, but okay.
No, but I was like, I mean, it was like a case. I mean, a little plastic case, like, I guess, kind of like, and yeah, it was pretty cool. I'd never ever seen those cards before. I never even knew they existed.
I'm actually going to go hunt them down for you right now and see if it might be what I think. I don't know. Do you remember who you saw in that card set?
It was. I remember there was, like I said, there was the Undertaker with like he had no mustache. He just had the little goatee. I know I saw.
Were they portrait style cards, or were they done like action shots?
They were like action shots.
Okay, let me.
There was a lot of action shots from like SmackDown and Raw. I think it was when SmackDown had just hit UPN.
It's a hard thing to see because they're shiny. They're considered like they have like a hollow foil like that.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard to see, but there's like.
Kind of like that. I mean, I think that might be one of them. Huh.
That's from the 2000. Let me go find it again. I got a whole. I should just keep it up for you. Today.
There were a lot of action shots, and I had, like I said, I'd never seen them. Never. I remember there was one where Austin's stunning. Ooh, I can't remember who he's stunning in the pic. I want to say The Rock, and he's just stunning him.
So I mean, here's a set right here. It's from 2000 WWF No Mercy.
Okay.
There's a Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Yeah, and they were shiny, right? Like glossy.
Oh, yeah, they're glossy. Yeah.
And the back really doesn't say much, I think.
It doesn't say a whole lot. You're right. It doesn't say a whole lot.
I think it just says like what happened or something.
Correct.
Yeah, those are it. And there's a lot of them, right? There's a they were So who made those?
Comic Images did.
Oh, okay. See, I never knew those existed.
Those were out in 2000.
Wow.
I believe that's the last that they put out too.
Oh, okay. Those were really nice.
So back then they had a set called the Hardcore Championship Holofoil Chase.
Mm-hmm.
So you can get like a British Bulldog.
Wow.
So it's like a little holofoil.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can go over here again. They had and then they had if you got lucky, you could find a piece of the ring memorabilia, like a D-Generation X, piece of the shirt.
Oh, okay.
That'd be the front of the card, but the back would actually have the shirt embedded in it. It's like
wow.
Promo cards. So like let's see, six card. Ring memorabilia could be found in the back. So there's a sample of what the back looked like. So here's a piece of the ring mat from.
Yeah, that's exactly what the back looked like. Something like that. Yeah. I never knew those exist. I have to go see if I can find them. I might have given them to Butcher. Because I was like, you know what else I did discover though, when I was at the swap meet, because I started at the swap meet. It just hit me right now that people used to bootleg the trading cards.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was booming.
we had a discussion about that recently, and it's been kind of a topic that I'm looking to have an episode about too, because I want to actually do a whole episode just about that.
Mm-hmm.
There's been over the years a few releases that have come out that were bootlegs. They were based on a particular set, but released like in Singapore or something like that, and found their way on eBay and blah blah blah. And like, do we really want to archive that information? Do we not want to archive that information? Is it worthwhile? Do we want to legitimize them? And now we live in, in 2020, we live in a time now where technology allows people to go ahead and make their, I'm making my own card.
Okay.
I'm in the process right now of getting my stuff uploaded to the site that I'm going to have done and have them printed.
Yeah.
So, and it's based off of Anthony's artwork.
Yeah, but see, that's good, because it's your own original card.
Well, I'm doing it as a thank you to the people who are going to donate to keep my website funded. Because I've been funding wrestling. Me and my partner David have been funding the website out of our own pocket every month since 2002.
Oh, damn.
And it's a free website with free information. There's no membership. Everything's free.
Yeah.
So it's like I can't really justify or afford to keep that going out of my own pocket. So if I had a way to give to accept donations, I don't want to just take a handout without getting anything back. So I started talking to Butcher, and then I talked to Anthony, and Anthony and I came to agreements like that, and it's all good. And I'm making my first trading card, which is featuring Nash, and then Nash agreed to autograph some of them for me.
That's gonna be big bucks.
Well, no, my tier, the price point for each tier is 5 tiers. There's an unsigned version. Then I have an autograph version, number to 25. And then another autograph version, number to 10. And then another autograph version, number to 5. And then another autograph version, it's a 1 of 1.
Wow.
The ones number to 10, the 25 are in gold, and he'll sign them in gold. The ones numbered to 10 are in blue, and he'll sign them in blue. And the ones that are numbered to 5 are black and white, and he'll sign those Kevin Nash NWO for life. And then the ones that's number 1 of 1 will be signed in red, and it'll be NWO Wolfpack.
Wow. I might have to steal your idea for all the artwork at the store. I'm just kidding.
Wow, thanks. So I have, here's what I kind of want to get it ready to go here. Here's what I'm doing I'm starting, so
okay.
I'm getting it going. It's like that. So.
Oh, wow. Look at that. Look at that.
So that's the first row right there of 1 to 5, and then got the 1 of 1 in there right there.
Yeah.
So I got to get them all uploaded, ready to go, and get it all printed out, and then
they look really good.
I'll send them off to I edit them a little bit, like that in the back. Well, how I did the back myself.
Yeah.
So congratulations, thank you for your support, kind of thing, basically, kind of. And then of course on the bottom it tells you it's copyrighted. It's got thank you. It's the artist is Anthony. So anybody who wants to inquire can go find him and maybe purchase some artwork from him too.
Yeah, yeah. He's on Instagram as let me actually check. I know Tony Suncrusher, I think is his name on Instagram.
Suncrusher, yeah.
Yeah. So if you guys are interested in that, check out Tony Suncrusher on that.
So when I go and get this officially done, then Kevin's agreed to be on an episode with me. I'm going to have some certain wrestlers are going to come on and talk about their experience. 10, 15 minutes, not like what we're doing right now.
Yeah.
Just talk about trading cards, wrestling cards. What was it like to be the first time you ever saw yourself on a trading card, man, and that kind of stuff. And did you collect and all that kind of good stuff.
Yeah, no. If anybody's wondering why my lighting keeps going off, my son's playing Fortnite in front of me. So
that's okay.
So I look like Casper in some of them.
Makes sense.
But yeah, I see. I need to get into the trading card. Collecting. I need to collect more. You know what happens to me too? I get really frustrated collecting. Why? I feel like I become a hoarder.
Well, in some case, that could be a case for some people. I have a friend, acquaintance that one of our followers on WTC I've been chatting with a lot lately. He's looking to try and sell his action figures. They just take too much room.
Yeah, and that's what I think happens to me. I get really antsy when I start seeing stuff, and I'm like, oh, I gotta get rid of this. And I probably got rid, like I said, those trading cards. I probably got rid of something that's probably really, good, not knowing what I had, but because it just bugs me.
But and then you're a Daniel Bryan fan, so why don't you even go out and look for his autograph cards or a piece of his shirt card or something like that he actually wore and he actually signed?
You know what? It's again. Besides my store, if I go to Target or Walmart, I don't know where else to really go.
eBay, come on, you know that.
Yeah, I don't know why. I don't know why I don't get on eBay.
You have such a strong following for your store, and you're very well respected in the community right there because you provide a really cool and great service there in the LA area.
Thank you.
You would think that if you went out and reached out to, your Instagram or your Facebook page, said, "Hey, David here, wrestling guy, store guy," I'm a big Daniel Bryan guy. Anybody who's got some Daniel Bryan trading cards like that, I'm kind of looking to get into that. I guarantee you're gonna have a lot of people want to submit "Hey, I got this for you.
Yeah, I get a lot of people where they want to. They're always looking to trade some of the stuff that they want me to sell them my new figures for a Daniel Bryan card, and I hate that. I'm like, it's completely different. I'm not.
It's a separate thing. Listen, this is my retail business that has nothing to do with my hobby. My hobby's collecting Daniel Bryan stuff, so I can't use my retail stuff to support. I get that all the time. People want to trade me on my VeloCard site for certain raw deal cards. I go, I can't trade you. First off, the trade is never in your favor, kind of thing. Basically, hey, I know you charge $10 for that card. If I trade you these 10 cards that you sell for $1 a piece, would you take them? Why do I want to take 10 $1 cards and do 10 times the work? Yeah.
And that's how people. I don't know. It's just I'm like, I just want to, if I want to buy it, I'd rather buy it. So we do get some customers, like I know Daniel Bryan was on the cover of, I think, People with Brie Bella. So somebody brought it to me and like, hey, I know you're a Daniel Bryan fan. Here you go.
I guarantee you people would do that with you for trading cards too, even just base cards like that. But
Yeah.
you start getting those little higher end type of cards, people might come out and say, hey, I'll let you have it for, X, it might be worth your while.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that. Watch January 1st. I'm gonna put a thing out that says, "Hey, anybody wants to bring me some Daniel Bryan cards? Let's talk."
Yeah, but be specific, saying that it's Daniel Bryan's for my personal collection. Had nothing to do with the store.
Yeah, it's only for my personal collection. I don't want to, I'm not looking to trade. I'm not looking to do anything. Yeah. I'm just looking to collect Daniel Bryan because that's my guy right there.
That's your guy.
That's my man. That's how they found out I was straight.
That's how. That's how they found out if you're straight.
Yeah, I had a gay couple that came into my store, and I guess they thought I was as gay as well because I'm a big clown,
Of course.
I like joking, and I flirt with anybody that walks through the door.
I know you propositioned me a few times, I'm sure.
Yeah, exactly. So, but so they go, I don't believe you, and I'm like, they're like, well, tell me who your favorite wrestler is, and I'm like, oh, it's Daniel Bryan. They're like, yeah, you're definitely straight.
Well, I know the goal is to get him in the store for a signing appearance one time, and I hope that never happens because I know what you said is that once he does, then you're just going to shut the store down. You're done. I'm done.
I think I might be like, you know what? That's it.
The dream's over.
The dream's over. It's like, I guess.
Of course, you know what? Just move the inventory to Phoenix. I'm going to open the store here anyway. So
we'll start over there again.
Yeah.
Yeah, they ask me all the time, like, who's your ultimate? And I'm like, I would probably say Daniel Bryan or Stone Cold, but Stone Cold's a little less realistic. So I always go Daniel Bryan. And they're like, that's it. Because I tell people that, I go, once I get Daniel Bryan in here, I go, I don't need to have anybody else. I go, that's it. And they're like, really? I'm like, yeah. They go, how about John Cena? I go, if he wants to.
He'll have to ask me.
Yeah, he'll have to ask. If he needs money, he's not doing much. Him and The Rock and Batista aren't doing anything.
Yeah, they'll have to ask me.
That's my favorite question. When you bring The Rock, Batista, or John Cena in, I'm like, when you've got a couple $1 million laying around, we'll talk.
Then the people act like, hey, well, we're the fans. We made it. We should come in for free. Like, okay. Like he's not busy enough as it is, doing movies and whatnot, that he's just come in and they don't get the market. It's like, oh, I paid so many years for watching pay-per-views and this and that. It's like, I should just do me for free.
Yeah.
I should just have him come over to your house and babysit for you too.
Might as well. Just like with, Charlotte and Andrade when we were supposed to do that private and people.
Yeah. So what's going on with that?
So.
Because by the time this airs, I'll probably have it up in a day or two. Who knows? But
you know how privates work.
Sure.
They need to have a certain amount of pieces, and there just wasn't enough with 4 days notice. I think.
Yeah.
I think the most we were going to hit was like 50, and it's not worth the time for them to just cancel 2-3 hours of their day for 50 pieces.
Yeah.
So
well, you and I can talk off air. I can probably help out with some of those pieces.
Yeah. But I'm just like, at least, with enough time and just the way people went crazy for it, I told them, I go, we can probably get you like 300 to 400 pieces, which is worth the money for you. But I'm like, it's not worth it for 50. And they agreed. So we're going to work on a new date. I think we were supposed to talk today, but I haven't heard from them. So maybe Wednesday.
Do you have a possible,
I'm hoping January.
January?
Yeah. I got to see, because one idea was for me to go out to Florida, but I think that would be too much of a pain in the, to get stuff over there.
Schlepping all out there, yeah.
Yeah, so I said I'd rather wait for them to come to LA again, but with COVID, who knows if and when it'll happen. It worked out perfect this time. It was going to work out perfect because I think Charlotte's filming a Nickelodeon or a Disney Channel show or something with Alexa Bliss or Peacock. They were filming the Punky Brewster reboot.
Okay.
So they were here in town filming that. So I'm figuring maybe they'll come back again next month and do something again. So
LA's a hot spot. Everybody comes to LA for something.
Yeah. I'm like, they're going to be here sooner or later, whether it's January, February, or March, they'll be back.
Okay.
I'm not too worried about it. So
well, keep me posted. We talk on a daily basis anyway. So
yeah,
but keep me posted, and I might be able to throw in and get some pieces as well. I'll throw in some stuff.
Yeah, because I want to kind of get my foot wet by testing it out with Morrison. just because he's in town. So I
Sure.
said maybe I could see how it goes with him, like a test run.
Sure.
But he's been busy himself, so I
Yeah,
guess.
he's a super busy guy too. I actually text him the last time they were in Phoenix.
Uh-huh.
I think it was late last year, early this year when we went.
Yeah, I think it was early.
Or this year, wasn't it? They
I
had
want to say
they had SmackDown
February.
there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I want to say January, February.
Yeah. You know, Kurt got us some tickets to go, and
Yeah.
so I took some family friend out here, and we went there, and I saw John. I text like, "Hey man, good to see you wrestle. I haven't seen you wrestle in a long time." And he replied right away, man. I was like, "Good to see you, brother." So he came to the rings like that. We were third row right
Yeah.
there, and somebody a little shout out, which was nice like that. They go, "Holy shit, this guy does know you, Tony." I go, "I've traveled across the country with this guy before, and I know what's going."
If he didn't give you a shout out, then there'd be a problem.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I'm kind of hoping. So then we've talked before. I'm hoping to get the store open out here. So
Yeah.
hopefully in 2021 be nice, and got to do it, man. Got to do it. I want to settle down out here. I want to do it. I want to be wrestling guy store number 2.
I think it'll kick some serious ass out there. I really do. There's nothing to do out there in Phoenix.
Yeah, there's stuff to do out here.
Man, let me tell you, when I went out there for the Royal Rumble 2 years ago, that was the longest walks of my life because I honestly did not know downtown Phoenix was not like downtown LA.
No, not at all. Not at all. No.
I found out the hard way.
Yeah, you were skinnier then, I think, after that.
Yeah, I think I lost about a good 10, 15 pounds because I went walking from, what's the arena called? The
Talking Stick?
Talking Stick. I had to walk. Oh my gosh, I think we walked like 3 miles just to find a subway because I think we ended up by the college.
Oh.
We ended up at the college because that was the only subway around the area. And here in LA, there's a freaking subway like every block.
Yeah.
But I was like, that's why I think the store would do really well there because I think, especially having wrestlers there every month or something. Yeah. You're gonna.
Well, that's why I'm talking with you and stuff like that. I mean, it's my kind of my dream right now is to kind of open a store out here. I got to do it.
And I think you're gonna do good because you're gonna mix it with what I have, what I currently have. But I also think you're gonna do the part that you've always thought I should do. So I think you're gonna.
Yeah, I'm gonna do a little bit of that, but I think you have the right formula because you got to really go after the kids. That's what you have to do. So it's the majority of the store will be that, but I think I'd probably have a little section for classic and vintage stuff, kind of thing.
Yeah.
I might have an area for cards like that, but I don't know. We'll see. I mean, obviously, and then using my connections to bring in talent too would be nice.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Well, that'll help.
And I'll be able to go out there once this whole COVID is better.
Come out here and say that. Meet Mr. Original Wrestling Guy.
Nah, I'll be like the new wrestling guy.
No, you're the old wrestling guy.
Don't show off my beard, okay?
It's all right. Just trust me, I'm still older than you, man. I'm 51 this year.
I just turned 43.
Oh, but you're a baby.
Yeah, I don't feel like a baby. I feel like I'm 51.
Yeah, well, you got 50,000 kids over there.
I know. I have one right here who I keep kicking under the table by accident. He keeps getting mad.
I appreciate you being the first guest in my series here about talking about trading cards and people who don't collect them. And I want to, if I could reach out and slap you right now, I'd reach out and slap you because you should be collecting wrestling cards.
I promise I'm gonna get them in the store in January. I'm gonna be consistent. Well, I can't say January, but as soon as they let me, the distributors have them in stock again, I'm gonna have them in the store and I'm gonna be consistent on them.
I think it's okay to have at least one box of each release that comes out. I mean, not even because some boxes are expensive. Even from a distributor standpoint, it becomes expensive. Like I don't think you can get Undisputed for under $175.
Yeah.
For one box.
Yeah, no, it's expensive, but I think we need to have everything, and if we're doing all WWE, we need to have everything that WWE has and available.
Especially the current product as it comes out. But you could try their cheaper end stuff like the Road to WrestleMania and the women's division kind of stuff like that, and maybe people go, hey, do you carry any other ones? Like, well, we can. If you're in I'll start carrying a box and just see how it goes. Yeah,
I would like to do it, especially next year, because if they do bring WrestleMania in 2022, it'd be cool to get those trading cards, and then they do access and have people sign, it's easier to carry that than to carry 1,000 action figures.
Of course. I'm
You
one
know?
of those guys when I was doing the classic superstar action figures, I would travel. Hey, I'm going to this wrestling convention in North Carolina. Arn Anderson's going to be there and Lex Luger's going to be there and Demolitions. I got to bring all those figures with me. And
Yeah.
I was doing that at the time.
Yeah. I'd
Trading
rather
cards
take
are always
trading
easier.
cards. Yeah. I'd rather do that. So, well, I promise we're going to do it.
Okay, cool. I'm going to hold you to it, man.
All right. I'm going to send you pictures. Watch.
I'm converting one store at a time to carrying wrestling cards, man.
There you go.
So I now got to find me another guest who doesn't collect wrestling cards and slap them silly.
I'll find you a couple.
Sure, I'm sure you will. All right, man. Well, I appreciate your time. And then anybody can get a hold of you, find out all the stuff you have. Because you do ship stuff once in a while, don't you?
Yeah, we have some stuff on the website. So what happens is it just depends on Mattel. Like we mentioned earlier, COVID has, affected everything. So we might order like 10 cases of a certain Elite series, but sometimes Mattel will only send 2. And so that's why I don't put them on the website, but because we want you to come into the store. But yeah, if they want to check out the websites, thewrestlingguystore.com, on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter. It should be under the Wrestling Guy Store. And I'm working on my TikTok.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And I'm working on Twitch. I might start playing video games so you can see how bad I am.
Oh, that's good. It's like you have time for all that.
I'll just put the kids. I'll pretend it's me playing.
Yeah. You know how long it's been since I've been trying to get you to be on this or even a chat this way?
Yeah, I know. I don't even keep my podcast consistent. That's how bad I am.
I know. Well, I know because I keep doing the graphics for it.
I know. I'm sorry.
Hey, can you change the date? I'm not gonna be able to do it this time.
Yeah, I know. I think you have a whole file of just canceled podcasts.
Oh, I do. I have a whole file. Trust me. Not only that, but guests and this, that. Speaking of, you have guests coming in the store. You haven't even made the events for those pages yet, have you? Maybe.
No, I'm kind of scared to make it. I think I'm going to make the events page, but I think I'm not going to do the ticket link just because I'm going to wait and see how these numbers go.
Sure.
So I think that's what I'm waiting for. That's why I wasn't really creating the events page, but I guess I should get the word out there just in case.
Because I have the graphics done before I sent them to you.
Yeah, I have them on I think I have the email. It's just, I'm kind of afraid of if these numbers don't go down, like, I don't want to be giving out refunds for the rest of the year.
So you have 3 guests coming up and in order, who's coming first, second, third?
So it's Jazz and at the end of January, I think it's the 23rd. And then we have Aiden English and Shao Guerrero on February 7th. And then it's Heath Slater on February 27th, I believe.
28th, I think. He's
28th, yeah. I know it's a Saturday for him, so.
Yeah, the other 2 are Sundays, I think.
Yeah, so, and nobody's yet after that because we want to see how the numbers go. Now I turned blue thanks to my son playing the PlayStation.
All right, well.
Yeah, he made me look like a Smurf.
Yeah, Smurf. I was going to go Blue Man Group, but I like Smurf better.
I look like Grumpy Smurf.
Yeah. Well, yeah, with the way your podcast comes on, it's like Lazy Smurf.
Yeah, there you go. Pretty much, I ain't gonna lie. Now I'm yellow. Oh my God.
Now you're Gargamel.
I was gonna say the cat. I can't remember his.
I don't remember the cat's name.
I don't either. Azrael or something.
All right,
like
man.
that.
Well, it is Azrael.
Yeah, see?
It is Azrael. You're right.
The brain works every now and then with no pressure.
There you go. Well, I appreciate your time, man. I know you're busy. It's like that. And I hope to get you on again. And I like to be on. I enjoy being on your podcast one time. So.
We got to do 2. We got to do the Wrestling Guy one, and then I got to bring you on for the Nobody Listens to David again.
Nobody listens to David. Those are fun episodes, man. People should watch those out. Check those out. Those are fun.
Yeah, wait until we get on there together.
And throw Butcher on there while we're at it.
Oh, we're gonna be rated. That's gonna be rated NC-17.
The numbers, man. The numbers.
The numbers. Controversy creates cash.
That's right, man. All right, man. Well, I'm gonna go say out on this one, man.
All right.
We're out.